Most people actually do not know how to solve problems. They just deal with the discomfort in front of them right now to make themselves feel comfortable. And often people are on this hamster wheel of dealing with the same problem the next day and the next day, and never really resolving the problem. That itself is a major problem. And when we talk about what's going on with the Palestinian children, anyone that advocates for Israel to pull out of Gaza, anyone that advocates for anything that will let Hamas continue to exist, doesn't actually care about Palestinian children. They just care about making everything good today. But you know what? Those children have to live tomorrow and the next day. And they're going to live under the horrors and terrors and the indoctrination of Hamas if we don't do something about it. And that's why there needs to be what we would call a short-term, very difficult investment for a long-term gain. Do you know how many children are going to be brutally tortured and murdered as they grow up if we don't solve this problem? That's solving a problem. Here's Mosab Hassan Youssef speaking about it, about the issue in this way.
This crime cannot be forgiven. None of us should forgive this crime. Gambling with children's blood for political gain, it doesn't get worse than this. So Israel now got stained by blood. This is what Hamas wanted to happen from day one. They wanted to sacrifice thousands of children so Israel can take the blame. Digging tunnels and bunkers under hospitals, schools, launching missiles. A Hamas misfire, how many people killed at a hospital, and they went so fast to blame Israel, and the rest of the world listened to them and listened to their propaganda. Nobody is concerned to check what is true and what is false. Whatever that serve our political and short-term interest, we go for it. Suicidal, not knowing that we are going against evolution. We are going against the collective consciousness of humanity. We're going against the interest of children, the defenseless children who has no one to speak on their behalf. They don't have the power to discern. And yes, they are dying. But who's causing all this death? Blame is the cheap way. It's the way of the coward. Those who have the courage take responsibility. They don't blame. If Hamas is not defeated, if Hamas is not eradicated in Gaza, we will set the model. We will give the freedom to so many radical groups around the world. And this is just a warning. If you really care for the global security, and I speak as a person who was part of the counterterrorism effort against radical Islamists, if Hamas is not defeated in Gaza, it will inspire many groups around the globe. They will see that few thousands of savages can blackmail the international community, the superpowers, and bring democracies to their knees. Many of them are watching now, and many of them are very happy about how the world is responding. And many of them are satisfied to see the state of confusion and fear and anxiety. This is the time to get united. Because if Israel fails in Gaza, all of us, we will be next.
That's exactly the way it is. We don't solve the problem in Gaza, Israel, which of course the world is too scared to do. too scared to confront or call it what it is, the world is going to have a huge problem. Terrorism spreads. We've seen what happened with ISIS. Hamas is the exact same thing. It just spreads. So, yes, there are very difficult moral decisions that need to be made, and great people have to make those decisions. And when we make decisions like this, you'll never get the world's approval around on your side, because the world doesn't have that strength. And that's why we need courageous leaders who do.